Guys and gals, this is Radar Roy. And when people in the internet marketing community, search engine optimization community, get to know me or get to meet me, they're often surprised about my background in law enforcement. Many of you that might have followed me during my career with Radar Busters, kind of knew that I was a retired cop, and I was involved in traffic enforcement, wrote thousands of tickets, and kind of joined the dark side in becoming a person who sold radar detectors on the internet and being very successful at it. But a lot of people don't know the rest of the story of me being an undercover police officer. For 8 years early in my career, I was an undercover cop. My specialty was narcotics, and one of my little niches perhaps was in working outlaw bikers. And one of my earliest cases was in western Arizona. And my job, or my assignment actually, was to kind of infiltrate a group of narcotic traffickers and become introduced to them. And I remember this one individual. This was my first night out in this particular community, and becoming introduced to him and expressing my interest in becoming a drug dealer for him. And he said something that was quite shocking to me initially. And what he said to me, he said, "Roy, I welcome you to be a drug dealer of mine, selling my methamphetamine and my cocaine. But there's something I need you to understand." He says, "Roy, when you start working for me, you got to know one thing. You got to find out who your competition is for your particular area, learn everything you can about them, and take them out." Now, what he meant by taking them out wasn't taking them to dinner or someplace nice. What he meant by taking them out was taking them behind a Palo Verde tree or saguaro cactus or wherever, and basically putting a bullet between their eyes. Now, that was taking them out to the extreme. And it just really was disturbing to me when I first heard that. But it was something that really stuck through my mind when I ran the Radar Busters website. Now, I wasn't to that extreme, don't get me wrong, but I realized that running a business meant that I had to be competitive. I had to be better than my competition, and to do that, I had to know what my competition was doing. When you're running a brick and mortar store, it's really easy to what Jack's Pizzeria might be doing down the road, by reading the newspaper, or taking a walk in the store, whatever. And really, you have to have the same sort of attitude when you run an online business. You need to know exactly what your competition's up to, everything about your competition's website. And it's really important for the mere fact, hey, you want to learn this so you can take them out. Not in the literal sense like my little biker friend, but in the sense of taking them out financially. This isn't a game, folks. This is business. And, to be successful, you need to learn competitive research. So this is what my little presentation is about today. You that might be new to internet marketing or search engine optimization really need to understand one very important thing, and that is that what is the common denominator amongst all websites today on the internet? What do search engines understand, and what do they take to index these websites into the search engines? And that really comes down to one thing, and that's content on your website, the words. And it's not so much the words that might be on your web page, but that does matter. But your site overall, how many keywords might be in the title, the number of words in your title. And what I would do when I owned Radar Busters is every 2 months I would take the top 10 websites for my targeted keyword phrase and analyze them. And I would put them into a spreadsheet just like this. In fact, this was the spreadsheet I used. As an example, for radar detectors back in April, May 2004, the average was 6.9 words in the title. The total words in the content was 477. Another 2 months, you see that kind of jumped up there a little bit. Now, a lot of search engine agencies, I really think, take advantage of clients in this respect, is that they clump everybody into, one little thing. They don't care if you sell radar detectors, cars, flowers, whatever it might be. They just take the averages from all their clients, and they may do something like this and say, okay, your website has to have so many words and so many keyword phrases. Well, that's really, untrue, because it's really dependent on whatever particular keyword phrase that you're going to be targeting. Because it changes. This is for radar detectors. If there was a particular model of radar detector, I would do the same thing. Now, there was a disadvantage of doing this. So it took a lot of time. This little spreadsheet here, doing this every 2 months and, going through every page, took literally, 3-4 days to do. It was worth it, but, it was very time intensive. Now, I'm really pleased to show you this next program, and it really cuts down the time. And it was developed by an associate of mine by the name of Mike Marshall. And let me show you this, man. I really think it's going to blow you away. It's really great. Okay, guys and gals, a lot of my competitors in the radar detector industry are just going to be basically blown away when they see this and how I took advantage of them in the internet marketing place for radar detectors. Also, a lot of search engine optimizers might also be blown away to see some of these tools that I have available. And again, this is something I teach in our workshop. First off, those of you that are still in the radar detector industry, what I'm about to show you isn't going to work. First off, take a look at this date right here. This was back in March 2006 and 2008. I basically did this after a year, we sold that company. In fact, I'm a consultant still today for the Radar Busters website. So this is one of the reports I made for them today. So anyway, I said I would go out and I would take 10 competitors' websites. But take a look what this program does. It takes 30 of my competitors for whatever that keyword phrase is, and the keyword phrase in this particular instance is radar detectors. And now take a look what it analyzes. It just goes, made a keyword density, outbound links, keyword profile. It goes through, I believe it's like, close to 27, 28 different factors, and puts it in a spreadsheet and basically crunches it. And here at the end, this is one really cool thing I really like about the program. And you notice this little number right here, 0.8. This is the basically how the difficulty score for this particular niche. 0.5 is about average. If I have a client that comes to me and they're 1.0 something, I'm going to say, hey guy, it's going to be really hard here. But this is 0.8, and this is very, very competitive. And so it kind of gives you an idea how much work, or how much work you need to put in this. But there's really something else cool here. Now this is going back, back in 1985, well over a year ago, or I'm sorry, 2008. And here's my stability score for that old website, 85%. This means how strong the website is. Now take a look at the rank of the 4 ranked website. It has a stability score of 91%, and that really tells me hey, if this person who was in the number 4 position did a few little things differently to their website that they could easily overtake not only the number 1 position, the 3 position, but the 2 position and number 1 position. And take a look at this one down here. This site is probably around 6 or 7, and it has got a stability score of 95. So actually, this site here really is the strongest of them all, and that's Wikipedia. Okay, that kind of explains it. But if there was something a little done differently on that Wikipedia page, the editor, that they could easily overtake everybody in that particular niche. Now you go, okay, what is this stuff that's the strong and weak points? Well, it breaks it down in graphs for you. Right here's a pie chart. And this was from my old website here, Radar Busters. And the little areas that are marked with these little red boxes are the weak points. And you could really kind of take a look, okay, this is where this Radar Busters website is vulnerable. Go down to the number 2 website. Here's where the second competitor is vulnerable and how you could take them out. And this is where the number 3 site. So if you were the number, let's say, 8, 9, or even 30th website, you basically have a pretty good roadmap on how to plan your attack. Now this is also something that's really cool here. Kind of scroll down a little bit. Now this kind of gives you an idea what your averages should be, and that kind of goes back to the first spreadsheet I showed you. And this kind of gives you a really good roadmap. Your title count. Your title count for that particular keyword phrase, radar detectors, should be between 7 and 13 words. Now here's the text count. These are how many words should be on your web page, and it shows us that we should have between 730 to 1826 words on our web page, targeting the keyword phrase radar detectors if we want it to rank well. This would be what the keyword density is, the text proximity. So it just basically gives you a really great roadmap, for what you should do. And this is a little pie chart of what it should be, that ultimately have everything 100%, what the most important factors are. Now you see this for this particular niche, radar detectors, you can see the most important thing for this targeted keyword is the outbound link counts. It's not so much the inbound link counts coming from the other websites, but how many outbound links to other pages on your websites. Also the outbound links using keywords. Your meta description, the green area. So, that's basically a roadmap on how to kill your competition. Now, this is also another little neat thing. It talks, it gives you link prospects, but something more importantly, the reputation of that particular link that you're going after. This has a 30 ranked as 31, and this is the Wickenburg Chamber. I'm a member of the Wickenburg Chamber, and because of that, they put a link on their website about my Radar Buster site. You can see here that this one has a reputation of 609, so that'd be a good link to go after. Photo Buster, by the way, that was one of my websites that we sold to net shops. Now you can see with this one here, that's just reputation level is 0, and I'm not sure who this is, but it's not going to be worth your time to go after these people. So those, when you're looking for link prospects, here's a good example. We got 1,073. I have no idea who that is. Okay, that's Whistler. All right. So we're probably not going to be able to get a link from them because I wouldn't have been able to get a link from them because this is a really great tool. I talk about it in more detail at my search engine workshops. Basically, walk you through right by the hand on how to run this program. Those of you that might be interested, if you can't take my class, how do you go about getting this program? Well, I'll have a link in the bottom of the webpage on my website, SEO Training. sw.com on how you can purchase this program. Or, we could also offer service. If, you feel that this program's a little out of your price range, we'll be happy to do this for you. There'll be some more information on our webpage. Again, hey guys and gals, I really want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little program. There's many more to come. Hey, this is Radar Roy. You have a great day. Thank you for watching.